Hello finance people, my name is Robert and happy new year. So 2023 was a crazy year for my 42,000 euro portfolio as I ended up about 29% in the green, and we've just had a proper bull market. As the S&P 500 rallied almost 25%, we ended the year at the highest point ever in S&P 500's history. And to me, this is crazy since we had interest rate hikes multiple times in the past year, and I actually expected that the stock market would have cooled down or even decreased, but that didn't happen. So in this video, I'll show you the breakdown of my investment portfolio and what contributed to the profits. I'll talk about my stocks, ETFs, crypto, and a bit about my peer-to-peer lending. By the way, on this channel, I share my learnings and experiences about personal finance as a European. So let's jump in my portfolio tracker and look at the stocks. And you can see that overall I'm up by 60%, and that means in the value it's about 7,500 euros just from stocks. And most of this is driven by Tesla and then Amazon. You can see that the profit comes from there. I also had some bad investments because I have Nokia twice here, and also I have NEO, which all of them are not doing that well. You can see that they're all in the green and double digit, even almost triple digit there. So definitely I should have gotten rid of this long time ago, and yeah, something I need to learn to do in the future. Learn to let go of some of the stocks that are already doing bad. Next, let's take a look at ETFs. So ETFs, kind of stable. I have here my ETFs are up by 11% this year. It's about 2,500 euros. Now, what's interesting here that S&P 500 actually went up by 25%, and my portfolio is only 11%. Like, what gives? One of the reasons is I have also the world funds or world ETFs that include, I think they're like 60% of US, and then they have 40% of other countries, Europe and Asia. So that could be one, but if we look at VUSA, which should track directly the S&P 500, I'm still not even close to the S&P 500's results, and this is just because I invest certain amounts throughout the year. So I didn't buy all of this in the beginning of the year, so that's why you see the discrepancy there. So if I would have bought everything at the beginning of the year, this should be closer to that 25%. I'm using the dollar cost averaging, or in our case it's euro cost averaging. That's why you see that it's not aligning. But luckily my stock investment did make up the difference, and I'll show you at the end of this video the overall results, and I'm really happy about those. But now let's take a look at crypto. Usually I've been really bad with crypto, but this year actually I'm in the green. Especially this is driven by Bitcoin. Bitcoin rose quite a lot throughout the year. In my case, it's a 30% rise, but what worked even better is the Ripple. Ripple had a rise of 129%, and that's in total 26% and about 1,500 euros just from crypto. So quite stable, I would say, for crypto world, 30% for Bitcoin. But let's see what happens this year, because we are gonna have the Bitcoin halving. How's that gonna affect this? I have no idea. I'm really just speculating on this one. Then if we take a look at the peer-to-peer, you can see that I started investing, I think it was June or July. That's when I invested 2,000 in Mintos, and right now I have 2,236. So that's about 12% profit. But in my case, I got a 50 euro sign-up bonus, so that 50 euro actually has an impact on my value here. Now, this is definitely more experimental for me. Next year, I want to also invest a bit more in peer-to-peer lending, just to see how I can diversify my portfolio, because I do think that lending money is a great way of also building that portfolio of different types of assets, not only stocks or ETFs, but also just lending money when the interest rates are so high. So overall, if we take a look, I'm up by 29%, and that's about 12,000 euros this year. So quite a nice result. I started with 42, actually a bit less than that because I added some money throughout the year. I ended up with a portfolio of 54,000. And if we look at the results here, this was driven by me buying Tesla and Microsoft at the beginning of the year. Microsoft I chose to buy just because they were behind OpenAI, and at that time, well, right now AI is just blowing up, and I think that's one of the catalysts for Microsoft growth right now. And Tesla was a bit different, but they were about $100 at the beginning of the year, and I just thought, okay, this is really undervalued because they were selling like crazy. Their margins on their cars, I think at some point were double than the other car manufacturers. So, and they're still considered as a tech company, not a car company. So that was really interesting to me. So that bet definitely paid off. So I'm happy with the results. odds, although there was a bit of luck also involved just because I was able to get the timing right. In this case, it worked out for me. I usually don't like to time, but if there's opportunities, sometimes you just need to go ahead and do it. Now, I've been investing for the last 6 years, and there are a few mistakes that I really wish I hadn't made before. Without them, my portfolio would have been probably like double the size. That's why I created this video right here, so you can avoid losing time and money by making the same mistakes.